the lead play in our offense.
Tell the tackle, take the defensive end if he's over him. If he's not, you drive down the first man who is inside. Pull back and tell him to take the first man outside the offensive tackle. No one goes. Go right by them and field inside. If the YN has the linebacker taken out, he cuts inside. If the YN has the linebacker in, he comes all the way around. If you look at this play, what we're trying to get is a seal here and a seal here, and try to run this play in the alley.
What's up, guys? Welcome into Packers Total Access postgame show. My name is Clayton. You can check us out on packernet.com. You can find me on Twitter at Packers_access. If you want to email us, you can reach us at PackersTotalAccess@gmail.com. You can text us at 865-658-5824. Are we having fun yet, gang? That's the question tonight. Pretty good little outcome there at Lambeau Field as the Packers defeat the Kansas City Chiefs, the defending champion Kansas City Chiefs, 27-19. And I was going to fill out the ticker, but I just put Joe Barry 2024. The campaign's in full swing here. So let's get to some initial thoughts. But first, just want to give a shout out to Joyce in here doing her thing. She just gifted not 20, but 40 Total Access memberships.
Wow.
So that's 40 more people that will be on the wheel for next week's contest, which is really cool. And then Joshua actually jumped in between those. Sorry you didn't look up and get one of those 40, Josh, but we appreciate you being a YouTube member, buddy, for sure. Goose here with the super chat. Goose, thank you so much for the super chat, pal. Appreciate you. He said, haven't lost a game since my son was born. Coincidence? I think not. Love is him. Go, Pack, go. Don't fire Barry. Yeah, man. I don't think that is a coincidence there, Goose. You need to get busy on the next baby, bro, because that's working. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But Jacob, initial thoughts, man. What do you think about this win, bud?
Again, I'm gonna be evicted for sure because I was screaming like I don't know, man. I have so many thoughts running through my head right now. I don't know where to begin. I mean, I was so disappointed in the refs, like in the last 2 minutes, and then like in the minute 30, I was like, oh, I love the refs. And then in minute 10, I was like, I hate the refs. And then like with a minute left, I was like, I hate the ref. Like, I have a feeling that the NFL is going to get a lot of weird press coverage off of this game. This was not normal. We had the NFL commentators being like, nope, that was bad. Like, did you see that? I mean, like 3 or 4 different times. And then they tried to make something out of nothing out of the Hail Mary. Chris Collimus did his whole like, hey, man, I think I see there's something going on over there. And then he watched the replay and he's like, never mind, that was fine. And like, it's I don't like him. You guys know how many people I don't.
Yeah, he not only rambled, but he rumbled and stumbled.
That's exactly what I heard, Jacob. He was just – it was funny, man, because they were defending the Packers on some of those other calls. By the way, the Mahomes call, absolute garbage. Like, at what point are you allowed to hit the quarterback when he's still in bounds? And you know what he's doing. He's trying to manipulate that sideline. Someone tweeted it out. They said it best, Tim. The tweet literally said, Jonathan Owens just did what every single one of us have wanted to do for so long. And that's just lay Mahomes out for tight-roping that sideline to get every little inch, right? But, Tim, what's your initial thoughts, man?
Yeah, much of the same. Kind of like Jacob. I was a little shocked at the ups and downs with the officiating there. We had a little ticky-tack stuff, and then what I thought were some good no calls, too, that went both ways. But, you know, it makes you wonder, man, what's going on, because it looked like – you know, I don't want to go there. It just looked like there was outside influence, you know. And you know what? And to anyone who wants to try and take away the glory of this victory from the Green Bay Packers, cry more about no calls. Keep crying. Your tears give me joy. The Packers won this football game. Okay, it was a nail biter, but the Green Bay Packers won this football game. Do not fool yourself into thinking that Kansas City was somehow cheated out of this. No way. I'm not here for that, man. Go Pack, go. Great team win. Hey, I'm so proud that they did what I thought was going to happen in this game, and we leaned on A.J. Dillon in this game. and nothing super spectacular from 28, but my goodness, drive extending run after run, first down conversion after first down conversion. We leaned just enough on our run game in this one to get out of there with a victory. I'm so happy, and couldn't be more excited for this Packers team right now.
Yeah, one of the things I noticed too, Tim, early in the year, split flow wasn't working, split zone wasn't working, the sift, all that stuff. Get the defense going in one direction, you cut back the opposite way with that zone run. It worked tonight, boy, and they were going to it early and often. A.J. Dillon, I don't know what his stat line was. We'll look at the box score here in a second, but man, it's just like he may not have had a great game, but he took advantage of every single inch that defense gave him. I didn't see one bad cut all night long. The catch and run where he juked the guy, smacked him, went around him. Yep. It's like, come on, dude. He has been so good in the passing game. It's not even funny. John Baker here with the super chat. He says, thank you so much, John. Appreciate you supporting the stream, buddy. He said, Joe Barry 2024. I love this team. They don't care who they're playing. They are just winning. You can tell they weren't intimidated tonight, Jacob. Dude, they came out there from start to finish, and it was Jordan Love. Listen, I said I needed the whole year. I needed the whole year, the whole season to evaluate him. The main reason I needed that whole season to evaluate him were for the last 3 games we just watched. And I'm just telling you right now, Jordan Love's a guy. Like, in my opinion, after tonight, he made a few mistakes, right? Granted, he's young. It's going to happen. But I'm telling you, man, the announcer said it best. It's like, third down here, do you trust Jordan Love to throw or do you just run it? And they put the ball in his hands, and he did not look frazzled at all, dude. I mean, Jacob, he looks like he's the guy. Do you agree with that, man?
Oh, boy, I'm telling you, I'm getting very excited. Like, we had to pump the brakes initially because we talked about how we're facing the Bears, and then we went into that little slump. But in these last 4 weeks, specifically the last 2 to 3, but overall the last 3, 4, 5 weeks, I mean, this guy, he's finding his niche. And what's more interesting than that is that guys that are supposed to be stepping up are now. I'm looking at Tucker Kraft. You guys watch Tucker Kraft? He put his shoulder down. A guy bounced off of him as if we thought Tucker Kraft was that Chuck Norris incarnate, like we talked about
in the preseason.
I mean, Tucker Kraft acknowledged it. And I'm saying we had Jaden Reed doing his thing. Malik Heath, did you watch his cutback? It was only one catch, but he made that. It was like, what was it? Like maybe a little out or whatever.
He converted for a first down for sure.
First down, moved upfield. The guy looked like exactly what I thought he'd be. Ben Sims, 1 catch, 1 touchdown. Thank you, buddy. Exactly what I hoped he'd be. Even James Robinson got in there, but negative 2 yards. I don't want to talk about that. But Dontavian Wicks, guys. Dontavian Wicks, I'm telling you, this guy, he is going to be Don Wick. He's our guy. Might as well kill his little baby beagle because he's coming back with a vengeance. He's coming back.
Bro, I still can't watch that movie for that part. I had a buddy, we had a bachelor party that night, and he was like, "Hey man, let's watch John Wick. I've never seen it." He's like, "You've never seen it?" As soon as they stomped the puppy out, man, I looked at, first of all, I don't like action movies. I get bored. As soon as he stomped the puppy out, I looked at him. I got to watch the rest of this. I hope he kills every damn one of them. Every damn one. But anyway, John, thank you so much for the super chat, buddy. We appreciate you. Jason with the super chat. Thanks, pal. We appreciate you. He said, "Gentlemen, I think we have our quarterback and receivers for the future. Love is him, and Dylan is a beast. Go, Pack, go." Man, I tell you, Jason, I've been the one that's been hesitant. I've been trying to hold back. I don't, we got to see Love for the entire year, man. I'm there now. He put me over. This was Jordan Love against Patrick Mahomes. This was, the stage was as big as it's been. First of all, Tim, Thanksgiving was the biggest stage, right? And then you step into Sunday Night Football against Patrick Mahomes. I couldn't tell you how many screenshots I've seen of panelists picking the Chiefs to win this game. It was just Chiefs all across the board.
Every single one of them.
And strap in, because all we're going to hear in the next few days is about the calls and the no call and all that. We're going to hear about how the Packers didn't deserve to win this game somehow. I fully believe that. And I'm totally cool with what happened. I see in the chat, it could be true. Maybe the BS call on JO for the hit on Mahomes, the no call on the PI later could have been a makeup. And hey, that's football, right? That's pro sports in a nutshell, right? You miss one, you gotta make it up. But at the end of the day, man, the Green Bay Packers beat the Kansas City Chiefs today, guys. And I just don't want anyone to take away the glory from our boys. But I tell you, all the latest additions to the Love Is Him crowd, welcome aboard. Some of us have been here a little longer than others, but we welcome you all.
There's plenty of seats.
Yeah, there's plenty of seats on the love train. So go Pack go. That's our guy. Calm in the face of pressure. And he even gave us a nail biter Brett Favre bomb, bro, in the face of pressure over the middle in a triple covered receiver.
Right?
Oh,
dude,
man.
Dobbs did not see it till it almost hit him in the face mask, too. It was awesome.
Oh, man. And what a job by Rome to just kind of go with it as he was falling back and not really fight it. It just dropped right in his lap. Unbelievable.
Yeah, exactly. That's pretty much what we heard right there from the TV set. We heard
took it down the sideline, turned over my guys, gave the football to a little kid wearing 23.
I love it, dude.
How about Keyshawn Nixon keeping his feet in bounds tonight on that pick, right?
Listen, man, my favorite, I told Mandy this downstairs just now. I watch it up here. She watched it downstairs with her mom. My favorite moment of the night was sitting here charting the game. And when he caught that interception, before I could even say anything, I heard her scream some obscenities downstairs. And I was so proud. It brought a tear to my eye. I was just like, she's more fired up over this one than me, man. It was absolutely awesome. But Jason, thank you for the super chat, buddy. We appreciate you.
Emilio!
We got Tim Reeves with another super chat. He says, any update on Watson? I was just combing through, Tim, and all I've seen so far is Rob Domofsky 37 minutes ago said it's a hamstring injury for Watson, obviously, and his return is questionable. I haven't seen anything else on it. I'm going to keep looking while the guys talk here throughout the show. We'll try to get you all that information.
I'll say early, it's a good look that he went into the blue tent and then popped out, was on the sideline after the game, walked off the field under his own power after the game. Hopefully this is – let's be honest. Hopefully it's the same hamstring, right? Hopefully we didn't just tweak another one and then we have two bad ones. So I guess time will tell with Scoot. But what a game from him today. I mean, on that play, that was, that really, in my eyes, thought that was the game-sealing play right there. When he got that first down and got down, I almost wonder if he tweaked the hamstring trying to pull up to go down in bounds to keep the clock running. Mm-hmm. And maybe that's what caused a little tweak there on the hamstring. But yeah, hopefully Christian's good to go, man, because we got a game out of him. Mr. November, December coming in full effect here.
Dude, he looked unbelievable tonight. And Tim, thank you so much for the super chat. Emilio, what's your just initial takeaway, man? Initial thoughts on the game, bub?
Dude, loved it. Absolutely. Exactly what we needed. What everyone thought we couldn't do. Something else to stack on this team for coming together and becoming, a whole unit and fighting for each other. Absolutely love to see it. Really couldn't ask for a much better performance under the lights. Got the turnover differential that we talked about, and hey, they got theirs, and it was just crazy how few drives there were. I thought, it was just a real time of possession kind of game. The clock down to 1 second on play clock every time, so it was a good game. Yeah,
definitely, man. It was a lot of fun. Andy here with the super chat says, living in Kansas and having to hear that gosh darn home of the Chiefs at every single sporting event has me loving this extra hard. Yeah, man, I'll tell you, it was just one of those things too down the stretch there, guys. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. I get so tired of hearing about the Chiefs, and I've got a lot of respect for their organization. I got respect for their players, their fans, all that. But it's just like enough's enough. They've anointed them for so long that it just felt so good to see our crowd get to witness that at Lambeau Field. Right. Shout out to everybody who showed up. It was loud on TV. It was loud. And I know there was a lot of Kansas City fans there too, but it got loud on third downs for sure. If you guys would do me a favor, if you're watching this, hit that like button for us so other Packer fans can find this content as well. And if you want to sub to the channel, we'd love that as well. Don't worry about notifications. We usually go live twice a day for a morning show and an evening show, but usually at the same time. So there's no reason to get bugged by the bell. But we would appreciate it if you hit like and subscribe. Thank y'all so much. Let's see here. We've got Sheeveburger with the super chat. Thank you so much, She. We appreciate you. He says Malik Heath's juke for the first was a thing of beauty. It's what you were talking about, Jacob. And it was a huge play, too, man. I can't remember exactly when it was. I can't wait to show that on Chalk Talk. I got to show that just because it just kind of kept the drive going, man. But what a great play that was, man, for sure. Malik Heath, just one of those guys that keeps showing up. But let's go to the phones here real quick. We got Andy still stuck in Kansas. Andy, what's on your mind, bub?
What's up, Andy?
Hey, guys. I'm thinking of painting a picture. I'd like to call it the playoff picture, if you don't mind.
Yeah, sounds good.
That's where we're at right now. I mean, the strength that on both sides of the ball that this team has played with, both on Thanksgiving and tonight, I don't think you can really ask for more. I mean, that stuff down the stretch, right? What would the Chiefs fans really be complaining about? We played extra hard, extra tough, and you needed a call to just get back into that game. That's an argument from a standpoint of weakness. You never led in this game, Chiefs fans. We were leading the entire time, and you needed calls for your number one top-of-the-line quarterback just to get back into the game. That's a weak argument. We had the strength. We kept it going. I thought a lot of the great calls on offense kept their energy going. A lot of misdirection and stuff like that kept the Chiefs defense off. We scored 27 points against the Chiefs.
Yep.
That's a massive thing. I consider an 8-point victory 2 scores because you got to score twice to beat us. So underdogs in 2 games in a row by pretty big odds and not really letting down at all. You really can't ask for much more, I think.
Absolutely, man. Very well said, Andy. We appreciate you calling in, bub. Good to hear from you, man. Hope you're doing well, pal.
Oh, yeah. Was involved in a lot of high school football fanning over the last few months. So my heart was kind of in that one, and it's good to be back in here. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, have a good night, pal. That was Andy still stuck in Kansas. Good stuff there. Yeah, man, it was the thing that keeps popping out to me. Listen, the offense played great. Don't get me wrong. They came out firing early. That's what you need. You need to take the ball, jump up early. Like we talk about, if you're going to take the ball, you better score first. But this defense, man, holding the Chiefs to 19 points. And Pacheco ain't no joke. Tim, we talked about it, bro.
No, did you see that left hook?
Yeah.
No joke.
I'm glad he did it, too. Because I'll tell you, if he was in the game there at the end, I'd have been a little bit more worried. Them check downs, getting him the ball underneath. Tim, we talked about Pacheco, man. Hey,
I told you.
And people were saying, oh, we still gave up 100 yards on the ground. Guys, listen to me. I'm going to say this as nice as I can. When you go out and you call a game defensively, you're approaching it one of 2 ways. You're either going to be aggressive or you're going to be conservative. You're going to be, okay, let's bend but don't break. You got to give one of them up, okay? This isn't the 85 Bears, nor has there been an 85 Bears in the league this year on defense. This isn't, the Baltimore Ravens defense with Ray Lewis and all the boys, Ed Reed. You've got to pick something to take away. And when you pick something to take away, you're conceding something else. And it's obvious tonight they conceded that running game. Hey, look, we'll let you, if you'll stay with it, we'll let you rush for 100 yards. Absolutely. But you're going to settle for field goals, and we're going to smack you in the back of the head like Christian Watson did on that end around over and over and over all night long. And you're going to get frustrated, and it's going to come down the stretch, and you're going to need a touchdown at the very end, and you're not going to get it. That's bend but don't break. If you don't like that type of defense, I can't help you. It's a game of scoring points and keeping the other team from scoring points. I don't understand the love of, well, it would have been nice if we'd kept them under 100 yards. I just don't get that, man. Anyway, the end of rant, okay? That just drives me crazy, man.
Yeah, it's not like points aren't going to get scored either. So
right.
You're not going to hold the team to 0 points through 17 games. All right, it's just not going to happen. So get used to something happening on the field. They get paid too.
Absolutely. Andy in the chat with the super chat said, I don't respect that organization. Dang. I'm not that old, but I remember them giving out free tickets on windshields. Wow. That's a totally different perspective, especially with you being out there in Kansas for sure.
You want to know what's funny? Is that so Kansas City Chiefs used to I live in Hudson, Wisconsin, which is on the border of Minnesota and Wisconsin. So the Kansas City Chiefs for years and years and years. One of the reasons that my late best friend of old, his dad, they used to do, the Kansas City Chiefs used to have their practice, whatever you call that, the training camp or whatever in River Falls, Wisconsin at a D3 college. They did that for years and years and years. That was 10 minutes away from where we lived. So like, that's kind of crazy to see that. I don't know. It's just a weird situation that's why I'm kind of like undercover, a little bit of a Chiefs fan. Like tonight, obviously, I love to watch. I mean, I love to watch them lose. It was unbelievable. Notice they did not show Taylor Swift, but like one flash time. Tim, I think they must have gotten your email, whatever you sent them.
Yep.
You know, they probably were like, all right, this Tim guy is really mean in business. But no, it was interesting. They literally did not show her but one time.
And who got her? And who got the face shot? Simone Biles, right?
Simone
We got a
Biles.
little FaceTime for our girl.
And Owens had that awesome shot on Mahomes. If you guys didn't know, that was him who put him out of bounds. Thunder punched him. Oh,
I think it was pretty clear right away early on in this game that it was going to be a Green Bay night, not a Swifty night tonight at all. And the NBC production crew must have got the memo for sure, because we didn't see too much of that. I would have thought it was going to be a lot more. And I guarantee you the fact that the Packers showed up and showed out screwed up any plans for any of that kind of stuff, because that was all anyone could talk about. There's no way to talk about Taylor Swift because we kept extending drives and putting points on the board and playing good defense, So lo and behold, we actually cared about football tonight. So that's always a good thing. But I'm glad she enjoyed the game. She got a good seat, right? Everyone had fun. Their first trip to Lambeau, so I hope they enjoyed it. Like we said a couple of days ago, she can be nice and warm in the luxury suite, catching that L. So
I don't listen too much Taylor Swift.
Have fun carrying that back home or wherever the private jet takes you next. We'll see you next time.
Jarrell Lee says yes, Clayton. I'm not sure what you were saying yes to, but I appreciate the support there, Jarrell. Tad Samato says never apologize for a win. Absolutely. Bleeding Green and Gold said there's a downer in every crowd. It's so true, man. That's the thing, like, that was hitting me on Twitter. I'm literally responding to these people like, are you even a Packer fan? Like, the defense is doing good, and you seem like you're upset. What the hell's wrong with you? Like, it doesn't make sense. It's embarrassing as a fan base. Andy Monday says snuffing out that 2-point conversion ended up huge, guys. That was one of the biggest plays of the day. Yep. And, I was sitting there thinking, how many times have we seen this? They get inside the 5. They're just going to run it right up the middle, right? We're going to have 2 down linemen, obviously, that everybody complains about. It's going to happen. It's going to happen right here. And that defense just played aggressive, man. It was absolutely awesome. One of the biggest plays of the day there, Andy Monday, for sure. If I can remember, that will be on Chalk Talk as well. We're going to have 30 plays on Chalk Talk.
Yeah.
I guarantee it, dude. It's going to happen.
Rewatch the whole game.
We got this real quick. Jordan Love was leaving the field, and then we had him at the podium as well. But I wanted to hit this real quick. Just a quick message from him as he was leading the field. Here was QB1 as he exited.
Hey, man, we here at Lambeau. We just got the dub. Sunday night football, man. Feels great. Go Pack, go. We rolling now.
I love it. Go Pack, go. We rolling now, man. That's what I'm talking about. I think, let's see. Actually, we got Coach LaFleur at the podium. You guys good if we go there real quick?
For sure.
Here we go.
Did a pretty good job for the most part on the night, protecting them. There were a couple instances where they were able to get some pressure, but even when they did, that 4th down play to Rome, there was a little bit of pressure in his face, and what a catch by Romeo Doubs. Just what a play by him. That was certainly a big play in the game. And there were so many guys that contributed, whether it was A.J. Dillon grinding out tough yards, Patrick Taylor going in there and getting a couple big runs, all the wideouts. Tucker made a couple nice plays as well. Ben Sims with his first touchdown, and then defensively, Corey Ballantyne showing up with 10 tackles. That was big. Quay with 13 tackles or whatever it was, and just getting enough pressure on Mahomes throughout the course of the night.
Hey, man, it seems like in the last few weeks, you've taken the training wheels off the offense to a large degree. What did you have to say? Less simple, like you're pulling more out of the bag, and it's.
All right, we're just going to go away from it, guys. I don't understand how the microphone for the reporters is louder than the people that we're wanting to hear from, but it is what it is. So we'll just go ahead and exit out of that. So, it was worth a shot anyway, right? What he did say there, one of the things he's talking about was A.J. Dillon grinding out those yards. We kind of hit on that. let's pull up the box score here real quick, and then we'll go to this. Actually, let's get the super chat with the box score here. Godsmack AR69 said, "Credit to LaFleur for calling another beauty. I've been critical of him and even clowned him at times this season, but he's earning his flowers. Man, he had a couple big calls. That double reverse.
Yep.
That was key. They set that up the whole game, though. First play, if I'm not mistaken, was a reverse, right? Or a end around.
Yeah.
Aiden Reed, wasn't it?
Yeah. There were several end arounds too. The double reverse though was the one I came up off the chair from. Man, I was like, man, what a gutsy call. But yeah, I completely agree, Godsmack. And hey, look, man, kudos to you for stepping in here and saying, hey, man, I've been critical of him and clowned him, and he's turning it around. Right? We've all been guilty of that this year at some point over something.
I was talking smack during the game. Very hard.
Right.
One of the things I was most critical of Coach LaFleur with these calls, these gadget calls, as I call them, was the timing. We were seeing them on 3rd and short. We were seeing them on 4th down. We were seeing that just in my opinion, foolish times of the game to pull that play out. And tonight we saw them on 1st down, or we saw them on 2nd down, or they were perfectly timed play calls, and of course the execution was there too. So great to see. And I'm just so proud of this team, for let's be honest, man, they beat more than the Chiefs tonight. I'm just going to leave it at that. They beat more than just the Chiefs tonight. I think they beat a lot of the doubters, and like QB1 just said, man, we're rolling now. Mm-hmm. I've been saying this for weeks. What are they going to say after we beat Detroit and Kansas City? What is the narrative going to be now? And now we get to watch, Colin Cowherd and all these people eat their words. It's going to be, it's just going to be phenomenal ride, guys. Let's enjoy the rest of this season. And, we can't take anything for granted moving forward. Let's enjoy this win right now because we earned it. Earned it.
Tim added that at the Sunday Night Crew in the 79% of America that wanted the Chiefs to win it. That was who Tim just added that at.
Yep. Hit us with a little Salt Bay there.
Yeah.
Sprinkle that on there. Ryan Jennings with the super chat. Appreciate you, buddy. He said, I think it's also worth noting that Jay Love is doing all this in his first starting season, playoff bound with a lot less than AR-12 had. He's him. Some people disagree with that comment. I don't, Ryan. I completely agree with it. I mean, look at who Aaron had to throw the ball to. He had Donald Driver, Greg Jennings, Jordy Nelson, James Jones, and then a couple years in had Jermichael Finley. Maybe even the year he took over, he had Jermichael Finley.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. Jordan's doing it with a lot less. Now, like I said on yesterday's show, I think it was yesterday, we may look up in a couple years and go, no, he actually had more. But at this point, I completely agree with your statement, right? Who knows? We may look up and 2 of these receivers end up being Hall of Fame caliber, right? I personally don't see it right now. But Christian Watson put the naysayers to bed tonight, man. I'm just telling you, he balled out. That 50-50 ball in the back of the end zone, he was on fire, Jacob. He was on fire.
That was unreal. And you know what's going to happen is people are going to talk about while he pulled up on that hammy. But you know what? Like, number one, it's just the guy literally he put his body on the line to make sure that he got the first down, that he did what he had to do to provide for the team. So, and then I think it was, I don't remember which one he said. He walked, it looked like he was walking pretty good after. So maybe it was just something that was like a minor tweak or whatever. Like, I'm not ready to hate the guy. Like, everybody that's been following the stream for a long time knew that Christian Watson was my guy. I was just throwing the freaking everything against the screen just so that we draft this guy. Once we draft him, I thought would be great. He's had a little bit of hiccups. Obviously, the first game, he has had a weird arc in his career for sure. If you guys don't remember that first game against Minnesota where he could have came out and everybody would have freaking loved him. He had the drop off his hands. He had his resurgence. I think it was like around week 8, wasn't it? Like week 8 or whatever last year, where between weeks 8 and 12, he had like 8 touchdowns. So where are we at now, guys? All of a sudden, Christian Watson's turning on. He's finding that little 2nd gear, 3rd gear, 4th gear, whatever he's got. And I'm not worried about him staying healthy. I mean, I guess I shouldn't say that. I am a little bit worried about him staying healthy. It's just, I think he just has to get himself into pro football form where that he's just able to finish games. He's able to put his shoulder down. I mean, it's troublesome that he can't necessarily stay healthy, but when he is, there's no doubt about it. This guy is a difference maker. He is a playmaker. He can literally win a game for you. And I just, when you look at him, I mean, we talked about how young this team is. There's not a wide receiver that's either not a rookie or a second-year guy, if I'm not mistaken. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Yeah.
Think about that. Think about it.
Wow. Again, Ryan, thank you for the super chat, buddy. Seti with the super chat. Thank you so much. We appreciate you supporting the stream. I've been a Barry doubter all year, and it's hard to argue with the defense's points per game and great showing against the Lions and the Chiefs. You know, that was the stretch that I was trying to keep my mouth shut on, Seti, because it was, you know, I've been kind of the president of the Joe Barry fan club all year long, right? And believe me, it's not a good place to be, especially on Twitter. Okay, you're going to get raked over the coals. But all I'm doing is watching the tape and going, okay, when they're giving up big plays, it's because of mistakes. It's not because of scheme. It's not because of the play call. Now, if that's on Barry, I got you. If it's on him not quote unquote developing or prepping the players, I get you. But overall, when you look at the end result, the bend but don't break, the top 10, maybe even top 5 red zone defense now, it's hard to argue with it, man, for sure. But yeah, appreciate you kind of coming clean there, man. And look, I said it all year long too, Seti. I said, look, do I want Joe Barry back? At the time, I was saying probably not. I think we could find a better DC. I'm just telling you what's showing up on tape. And it's not Barry's fault that these guys aren't tackling, that they're blowing assignments, blowing coverages, right? So, but we appreciate the super chat, buddy. Thank you so much. Andy with the super chat says, love you, boys. Thanks for your hard work. This was my Super Bowl. Hey, it kind of feels like that, right? We ain't done yet, though, Andy. We ain't done yet. I want at least one playoff win. I want to get into the playoffs and just wreck someone's season. And then I'm like, okay, now I'm good to bow out. No big deal if we lose, right? But we appreciate you, Andy. Thank you for the kind words, and thank you for supporting the stream, man.
For sure.
Tim, we got this on Twitter. Check this out, man. I'm going to share it again. I think it was Jake Shavink in our private chat actually shared this just now. So I'm going to pull it up on the screen. This is real cool. This was Simone Biles before the game with a fan. Check this out. It says Packer fans surprises Simone Biles.
What a pleasure to meet you. You are the greatest of all time. I had to meet you something, okay? You are the GOAT.
Oh my God.
This is for you. This is for you.
I love it. That is unreal.
You can't let your husband out of the picture.
Oh my God. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I love it. Tundra Man getting it done. I love it.
Dude, that is awesome.
Absolutely awesome, dude. We got the best fans in the world, man. That killed off there. We got the absolute best fans in the world. And guys, we say it and people think it's a little cliche and they laugh at it and everything. We're building a team. We're not collecting talent. You can tell this team is gelling, man. And this is what Goody had a vision for. I've been as critical of Goody as anyone all year long. But you can tell that his vision was, let's get all these young guys together and let them grow together. Ted Thompson did the same thing. Now, Ted Thompson pulled a few more veteran strings early on in his tenure, but he kind of did the same thing. Let's let them grow together. Let's let them, kind of take their lumps together. I'm one, like many people were saying about Barry, I'm one here that has to sit here and say, hey, look, I'm on board with Goody now. He knew what he was doing. I was wrong because this team they're playing lights out right now. I mean, it's a lot of fun to watch. I just can't get over Jordan Love's confidence, man. I can't. It's absolutely awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So, let's see what else we got here. One more super chat, and then we'll go to the box score. Josh Martin says, bet Reed remembers Love now. Tim, you love to see it, man. You love to see it. You think he remembers him now?
Yeah, I think he's quite familiar now. And he'll probably know him even better after dissecting some film on the flight back to Kansas City today. But I tell you, Jordan looked good out there. And one thing he did, he looked poised and calm in the face of pressure today. A lot of cans at the line, a lot of great cans to get us in position. Just a really great performance from him. And he's stacking them up now, right? Coming off a great performance on Thanksgiving and following it up by taking care of home, playing really good football. We're rolling. We're rolling, guys. I'm ready for it. Let's go.
Can I ask you, Tim, real quick? Did you notice that they were later cans than you've ever seen him doing?
Yep.
Which really made me be like, yo, he's starting to get this.
Right.
What it says is he's really comfortable with late snaps now. And I know that drives fans crazy, but it's so important. He's letting the defense show. He's looking at hills. He's looking at DB hills. He's looking at everything and going, okay, got it. All right, can. Like he canned out the touchdown pass to Watson, Jacob. That's what it was.
How much motion we did, or like right away, all the motion. It was so much motion.
Yeah, he'd can at 6 seconds left
in the group chat, by the way. Why weren't you responding to me in the group chat?
Who?
All of you.
All of us.
I'll tell you right now, I don't do the phone during the game. I don't do Twitter. I don't do text. I don't do none of that. I'm dead to the world during a football game.
Jacob out there talking to himself, man. He's in there talking to himself, screaming.
I only do it one time because I caught up to it. I was watching it delayed. I kept pausing it and fast forward and rewinding. I would like try to catch up on commercials. I caught up at halftime and then I fell back again. But no, dude, Jacob was going off, and I was like, man, if he says something about the game and I haven't seen it yet, I'm gonna tweak. But no, it was good. But like you were saying, yeah, cannon it at 6 seconds left in the play clock, 5 seconds left, real quick, ID in the mic, and talking to the line too, which I loved. All the linemen knew, they were all communicating. And we weren't, hopefully we weren't doing the wave on offense. I love it, man. Everyone was standing up in the crowd. It was a good game.
Bro, Josh Myers slung someone on the ground after the one play.
I saw that.
And I said, look at this guy after my damn heart. Like he stared at him for a second, grabbed him by the collar, threw him on the ground, mean mugged him for 2 seconds, then walked off. I was like, Josh, don't you do this to me. Just when I think I'm out, pulls me back in. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate the super chat, Josh. Thank you so much. Not Josh Myers, that's Josh Martin. Thank you for this. Let's go through the box score real quick. Jordan Love, 25 of 36 for 267, 3 tutters, no picks, was sacked twice for 14 yards, had a rating of 118.6. Now, some of you guys are going, yeah, but what did Mahomes do? Glad you asked. 21 of 33 for 210. So he had more completions, right? Had a higher completion percentage. Had about, 57 more yards. Had a 1 full yard average more per pass. Had 2 more touchdowns and didn't have a pick, which Patrick Mahomes actually did. So there you go. Pat Mahomes' rating was 79.1. Now, when you go to the running game, I knew it was going to be better than I thought, guys. 18 carries for 73 yards for A.J. Dillon, averaging 4.1 a pop. Patrick Taylor, 2 carries for 29 yards, average 14.5 a pop. Pretty good stuff there. Romeo Doubs, we were talking about how many receivers they may hit. Looks like Love hit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 different receivers. Romeo Doubs, 4 catches for 72 yards. Christian Watson, 7 catches for 71 yards and 2 touchdowns. Also had 2 carries for 15 yards. Dontavian Wicks, 3 catches for 43 yards. Tucker Kraft, 3 catches for 37 yards. Jaden Reed, 4 for 16. You could tell they kind of shut Jaden down, but, man, Christian Watson rose to the occasion. Jacob, anything stick out to you there on the box score? We'll go around the horn with the box score real quick.
Honestly, I'm more impressed now every time I see Patrick Taylor. This guy just seems like we can't get him off the team. I mean, we exercised all of the what was it when we brought him up from the special team or the practice squad like 1,000 times, and then we're like, all right, we're cutting you. And then of course Jones gets hurt and everything else, and I think Emmanuel or whatever, and we're like, all right, we're bringing you back. And then I don't know if you guys saw that one play where he caught the ball and then did like a spin move, worked outside. He looks like he gets the offense, that he understands what we're trying to do. I really do like Patrick Taylor. That being said, I personally really I wanted to see James Robinson do like something. He didn't do a lot. He didn't do much, but he at least went out there. He had a couple snaps. And again, I just want to reiterate that I think Tucker Kraft is starting to find what he's supposed to do in the NFL.
Yep.
You grab the ball, bro. You get your feet underneath you. You hit the person before they hit you. You fall forward for freaking 4 yards, and it's great. And then Chuck Norris salutes you, and everything's great.
Right there it is. Let me do a quick little housekeeping here real quick, Tim, then I'm going to go to you. Gaylord just became a YouTube member of the PTA Posse. Welcome aboard, buddy. We'll get you entered into the contest next week when we're going to give away another autographed jersey. I got to decide on which one. We got a Paul Horning one coming up here real soon, but tonight we're going to be giving away a Dorsey 11s jersey. But we appreciate you becoming a member. of the PTA posse. Thomas Austin in here. What's up, Thomas? Good to see you, buddy. Thank you for the super. He says, first loss for the Chiefs with Swift in attendance. Extra sweet. I hope they play Love Story 1,000 times on that PA, man. But someone said that, I was like, oh, my God, that would be so great after each touchdown. I know Tim would be excited about that. Jordan Taylor with the super chat. Thank you so much, Jordan. Appreciate you supporting the stream. Says, I love Favre, I love Rodgers, but there's a lot to love about the new guy, the player and the human. He's something special, man. That's why when he was struggling early in the year, Jordan, we were on here talking about it saying, God, I want him to work out so bad. Tim, we talked about it at nauseum, dude. He's just he is a leader in every sense of the word. He's a quiet leader. You can tell he inherited a lot of those traits that everyone talked about his father having, serving the community for so long, being a police officer. His mother was a police officer as well. Just seems like the type of guy you want to be the face of your franchise, right, Tim?
Absolutely. And, all of those things we talked about when he was struggling early on were reaffirming what we're seeing now. We knew he had the vision. We know he has the arm talent, right? What were the main concerns? Getting the ball out quick enough, in rhythm to hit some of these targets. What did we see tonight, guys? We saw Jordan stepping up and out of the pocket tonight, which is something that he didn't do early on, and he was taking a lot of sacks. So we're seeing the full-on progression of him as a first-year starter, and yeah, he ain't lying. We're rolling, and he's rolling right now, and he looks more poised and more confident than ever at this point in the season right now. And you know what? That throw to Romeo Doubs, the prayer, the chuck it and pray throw that he had with two defenders in his face, that is confidence and trust combined right there. Confidence in myself that this ball's going to get there. Because if that ball's underthrown by another foot, it's picked for sure and maybe returned. And, the complete trust in Rome to come down with that ball. Yep. And, that's why it was thrown. I mean, it's you take calculated risk right there. You trust your guy despite the safety help and, two corners in the area at the same time, Jordan Love is putting it all together, and we're seeing what that looks like now. And these guys want to play with him and for him. And he's a different type of leader out there. And his confidence pre-snap now, the pre-snap read, we talk about pre-snap read, post-snap read. The pre-snap read is starting to become a thing of beauty with him because he's really seeing it well. And I think he had one canned play today that didn't go right. I think he canned to a pass when we probably should have ran it. I think we saw one of those late in the game. But other than that, he was spot on with his reads. Protection was set pretty good in this game. It'd be nice to go over the PFF numbers as we, go through the week. But can't say enough about Jordan Love, man. I'm happy. Like I said, everybody late to the party, welcome to the Love train. Get on board, get a seat, get comfortable. We're going to ride for another 18 years, right, boys?
It sure feels like it, dude. I'm telling you, this is he just every week we go, all right, he was a little bit better this week. He was even better this week, protecting the football. And it's funny, too, that the notes on that Dobbs play, all I have in my notes was Dobbs, 33-yard prayer in all caps, LOL, 3 exclamation points. Because I was just like, how in the world did they convert that just now?
Didn't even look like he saw it at first, and it was like such late hands that the DBs didn't really even see it either. So they were kind of reading Dobbs and late hands to the party.
Unintentional late hands, right, Emilio?
That's exactly it. They drew it up like that.
Yeah, exactly. LaFleur said on the sideline, listen, pretend like you don't even see it.
4th and 2, 33-yard bomb. Don't even look like you see it and just catch it late. I got it.
Definitely. And thank you so much for the super chat, Jordan. We really appreciate you. I like this right here. Wuxia Game Central says the Packers can't keep getting away with this. LOL. Another good quarterback. I love it, man. Tell them to cry you a river, man. Tell them to cry.
Yeah, we got to scratch out good and replace with great. Another great quarterback.
There you go. There you go. Let's see what else we got here real quick. Let's go to the defensive. Well, I'm sorry. Let's go going around the horn. Tim, you got anything to add to this box score?
Yeah, a couple things. Like I said, Isaiah Pacheco, I saw that coming 500 miles away. I talked about it all week. Like this guy is gonna eat, and what a performance by him. And just as a little side note, shout out to Keyshawn Nixon for playing smart football there when they were wrapped up. There was a little extra from Keyshawn at the end of the play. If you watch it, maybe a little trash talk and maybe a little extra, a weight on top of him at the end of the play, just enough to tick that second-year player off and make him throw a punch and get himself kicked out of the game. So that was just a, from the school of Dennis Rodman, get in your head, psych you out kind of move by Keyshawn Nixon, which was something I picked up on. I thought that was pretty clutch. And then, like I said at the top of the show, man, so proud of the way A.J. Dillon ran the football today and protected the ball. Would have been nice to get him in the end zone there to add a little cherry on top with a tutter, but I'll take it. 18 carries, 73 yards, averaging 4 a carry. That's what we need out of him. And, one other thing, man, we held the Kansas City Chiefs to 19 points. We talked about that all week, guys, right?
Say it one more time, Tim. Say it one more time for the people in the back.
Yeah, no, less than 20 points on the defending Super Bowl champions, guys. So
without that man,
put some spec on that name, Mr. Joe Barry. Keep.
You call me anything you want, but don't call me that.
Right.
I love it, Tim. Dude, I tell you, this game couldn't have gone any better, man. I don't think I would have been this happy if we'd blown them out. I really don't. It just the way, because you put another piece of the puzzle in place, man. We talked about it, Tim, over and over and over. It's like you get these crunch games like this against a multi-time MVP, Super Bowl winning quarterback, a first ballot Hall of Famer head coach, and Andy Reid, and the game on the line, and they just rose to the occasion, dude. And the youngest team in the NFL, like, come on, dude, come on. Emilio, anything you want to add to the offensive box score, real quick?
Just the man up in the top right corner, rating of 118, 2 sacks. That's all right. We'll take it. Clock kept rolling. Anders bailed us out with a field goal, and then average of 7.4 yards, 267. What's that? 25 of 36. Let me see. 25, 36 as a percentage. I'm pretty sure that's just 4 more.
65%.
65%. That's what we.
Yeah,
I love that. They know they've got to get Jacob. They're trained. They know they've got to give me like 8 seconds to get over here and pull the clip up. Most of the time, I'm reading the comments, not even paying attention. So
steer them into it. But
I'm ashamed I didn't know it was happening until it was just too late.
Jacob could have stopped it. He could have put his foot down.
Oh man, I love it. Absolutely love it. Josh Martin with the super chat. Appreciate you, buddy. He said, "How did they justify stopping the clock when we stopped them inbounds with 24 seconds left? MVS intentionally went backwards. Clock should continue." And look, it was funny too watching LaFleur approach the female referee about it. Totally different than he approaches the male referees. He was talking to her kind of like, "How can you guys do?" If it was a guy, there would have been so many.
Yeah.
I don't even know what to say.
Got the eyebrows down real quick before he walked over.
Yeah, he walked up like this. Look.
When I saw her running with this, and I'm like, "What are you doing?" Like, I'm expecting to see the, keep it winding. But hey, what are you going to do? There's a call that didn't go our way.
Yeah,
for all the guys. What? I love the fact that women are refs. I think it's great, and I don't have anything bad to say about it whatsoever. I think it's awesome.
Don't you say but.
Nope, I'm just gonna stare blindly into the camera.
The fact that she's a woman is irrelevant. It was a piss poor call.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, it was. I respect LaFleur for just keeping his temper under control. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I'm willing to bet that might not 100% have been her call anyway.
It might not have been.
They all have earpieces in.
Right.
That's all I'm saying.
Oh, wait a minute. What you saying, Tim? Tim, do you got something you want to say to the class?
I think there's funny business going on. That's all I'm going to say.
Funny business.
There's funny business happening. Why does it? I mean, you look at some of the most simple calls too. These officials all have to huddle up, and it's a 5-minute conversation. We got to see another beer commercial, and we're all waiting. And I don't get it. And then, like I said, every official has an earpiece in, guys. And I don't know. I don't know the ins and outs. Are they talking to each other? Is that so they can communicate with each other, or is that so someone else can communicate to them from another location? I don't know. But yeah, that was interesting because he clearly looked like he was in bounds and not going forward on that one. And then we can all talk about the hit on Mahomes. There were a couple other ones that were just.
It's very rare that the announcers negate what the NFL officiators say. It's very rare. And they were like, nope, 100%. That should not be a penalty. You know what I mean? I was like, oh, okay. Well, and then like there was like 3 or 4 different of those events in like the 2-minute, you know what I mean? It was very, very odd. I sent a lot of text messages that I wish I could get back. I'm just saying. I rapid fired them off.
Yeah.
Right?
But Josh, thank you so much.
It's like I was texting my ex, man. I was just going. I'm getting the last word. That's what's going on. All right, guys, I gotta go to bed. I gotta start my new.
Get out of here, Jake. Go to bed. Save that job.
Everything's awesome. Simone Biles is better than Taylor Swift. Everything knows, you know.
Yeah.
All right, Josh Martin, thank you for the super chat. We hit an all-time high record. I think there was 307 viewers just a second ago. So great job, guys. Appreciate y'all helping. That's absolutely awesome. If y'all would, if you're watching this right now, hit that like button for us so other Packer fans can find this channel as well. And if you want to hit the sub, great. Don't worry about the notifications. We go live twice a day, and usually in the morning and the evening. So if you like Packers coverage, come hang out with us. We appreciate it. Defensive box score. Let's hit this real quick, Tim. We know you're a defensive guy. Quay Walker, 13 tackles. All right. Corey Ballantyne, 10 tackles. Jonathan Owens had 5. Of course, had that big hit on Mahomes. I love that hit on Mahomes. I got to be real with you guys. The way he timed it, at first I thought, oh, God, he's going to get called for a penalty. I thought, no, he absolutely timed it perfect. Taking a shot
clean,
like that.
Clean on the shot, too. Shoulder, head was out of there. Totally clean hit, yeah.
Definitely. Keyshawn Nixon obviously played a very physical game, had 5 tackles, 1 pass deflection. Of course, he had the interception there toward the end as well. Kenny Clark, 5 tackles, had a half sack. That one he shared with Rashawn Gary. Also had a tackle for a loss, hit the quarterback twice. Darnell Savage, 4 tackles, 1 pass defended. Devondre Campbell, if we can be negative for just a second, Dre had a bad game. And you know, sometimes I say this, we look at PFF, we go watch the tape, and I go, I was wrong. I try not to make these comments based off of emotion right after a game, that type of thing. But it looked to me like Dre was lost several times in coverage. Wasn't fitting the run gap very aggressively. Mike Wall put a tweet out. He didn't specifically mention the guy by name, but he just said, I think it's time we go to Isaiah McDuffie. And I don't think he was talking about Quay. I think he was talking about Dre, but I don't want to put words into his mouth. I'm sure he'll clarify on his tape breakdown. But just Dre just doesn't look like that all-pro that we were hoping he would return to, right? And he's had decent grades this year, but the last couple games, I don't know, he's just not aggressive enough in the running game. And Isaiah McDuffie, we talked about it the last few weeks. He's just someone who's shooting the gaps and playing aggressive against the run. That's kind of what you need. Rashawn Gary, 4 tackles, a half sack. 1 quarterback hit. Kingsley and Ibare, 3 tackles. We're going to try to shoot down here. TJ Slayton, 3 tackles, 1 pass deflection. Lucas Van Ness, 2 tackles. Kind of set the tone early on, didn't he, with that sack? Had a tackle for a loss and a quarterback hit. Preston Smith had a quarterback hit and a half sack as well. Devontae Wyatt had a half sack too. So obviously, like we mentioned, Keyshawn Nixon with the interception. Tim, anything you want to hit on there on the box score on defense, bro?
Yeah, another quiet, great game from Preston Smith. I've been saying this all along, very, very quietly doing the little things. He had a lot of, what do you call that? Pressure related, just affecting the play, right. Even though he's not making the tackle or, whatever.
Yeah, but squeezing the pocket, right?
Yeah, influencing down after down, seeing it. And, I thought Kenny Clark had himself a game, another guy putting, back-to-back good performances together here. The defense is starting to click too. I do agree about Trey Campbell. And it makes me wonder, just with all the injuries that he's been dealing with, and what it takes to get back from those. If, we are just seeing a veteran player playing a little bit, more tentative, maybe is the word, or more aware of his body and what's going on with his body out there on an NFL field during a game. And, he's got to approach it differently. You're trying to go full throttle. If your full throttle is not what it used to be because you've got an ankle and you've got neck and, shoulder issue, all these things going on, I think that can it can hurt a player's production out there on the field. It can, because you're less confident in yourself if you feel like you're not 100%. And I don't know if that's what it is. Maybe I'm just speculating there, but it just seemed I saw a little bit of that today as well. Clayton, you're not the only one who just we're not seeing it from Dre Campbell, but he's another guy kind of like Christian Watson, right? Up and down with the injuries. You're either on the field or you're trying to get back on the field, and it's hard to get any kind of rhythm going when you have that type of year. So hopefully Dre continues to heal up and progress, and we'll see some production out of him, because if we make the playoffs, that is a guy we're going to need to count on in a playoff game. Every veteran we can have at our disposal in a playoff situation is going to be huge. That stood out. And then, of course, Quay Walker, my boy Quay, looked good, man. Even him, though, too, a little bit. You can still tell coming back from that groin injury, not quite moving as quick on the cut and recovery from weak side to strong side or vice versa, but still getting in there, leading the team with tackles today. So good to see from Quay working back from injury as well. Hopefully Jair's next,
Definitely. Jason Y with the super chat. Thank you so much, buddy. We appreciate you. Glad to see Anders Carlson have a good game. Also, do you think this is a, quote, finesse type of team like of recent years past? I don't think it's a finesse team. I think that we're a very, very tactical team. Now, sometimes when you're tactical over coaching the fundamentals and being kind of one of those hard-nosed teams, I think when you approach it that way, you come up with great game plans like you seen tonight. I mean, Matt LaFleur was in his freaking bag, man. He was in his bag all night long, right? But at the same time, I don't think it's finesse. I really don't. I don't think it's a finesse team. I think it's more along the lines of they're a scheme heavy team, like Mike Wall says, right? And sometimes he gets frustrated and says, I don't know what to expect here. I don't know what they're coaching over there. I don't know what technique they're coaching. He's made comments like that, and I think it's a fair argument from time to time too. But Anders Carlson, though, man, put some respect on that guy's name. Listen, him hitting those 2 field goals, guys, as Emilio puts on the damn sombrero, got me over. Of course. The whole show is going to go off the tracks now.
I had to drop it in there. Yes, you were saying Anders saved the team, man. If we didn't have those field goals,
ice in his veins, man.
Yeah. Oh, I said that. I looked over. I started tapping the forearm, man. That's what we needed. But no, I gotta hit the sheets early morning tomorrow. But I just thought I'd throw it on. I figure Boss is out there waiting for it to come on, so I just thought I'd hit it up for him before I headed out. But great team win. We everyone's counting against us. The whole country, whole universe doesn't want us, but we're here, we're fighting, and we love the Packers, man. That's what it's all about.
Absolutely. Hey, have a good night, buddy. We appreciate you.
We'll see you soon.
Emilio, see you, man.
Tim, what do you think about Anders, dude? I mean, I'm telling you, I was sitting there like when the game on the line there at the end, to kind of put it to an 8-point lead. I was thinking, I'm not going to BS y'all. First thing that went through my mind is, God, I would love to have Mason Crosby kicking this right now. And he just goes out there and slams that thing through, Tim. Absolutely. Really, what he did was...
And I'll kick the bloody piss out of it.
That's right.
I mean, bro, he didn't squeeze it in the upright, you know what I mean? He didn't scrape it across the crossbar, bro. He slammed that thing through right down the middle, bro.
Would have been good from 55 plus for sure. I'll say the same thing we said about him with his struggles during training camp. Great kickers make them when they count and when they matter. And whether you're up and down or struggling or not, game on the line, clutch situation, the great ones come through. And that's what Anders did tonight. He's had some up and downs this season. He's missed some that he should have had. And not tonight, though, right? Spot on tonight. And that proved to be a difference maker, because we feel a heck of a lot different coming down the stretch there at the end if we're only up 5 points, So I got to tip my hat to him. And I got to tell you, Clayton, I was confident in him. I had a feeling.
You were, dude. You were way more confident than any of us were. There's no doubt.
I just had a feeling he was gonna step up and be huge for us. And again, another first year player, So the future looks bright as he can continue to develop. And the more performances like this and kicks that he hits in these different conditions and situations, the better he's going to be as he matures as a pro. And, you brought up Mason Crosby and, Money Mace is, Green Bay kicking royalty for sure in my book. And, he had a crap year and, nobody bailed on him. This organization didn't bail on him. The fans didn't bail on him. And Money Mace came back true to form that next season and was Mr. Consistent. You guys remember, I believe that was, I don't know if that was the 2018 season. He had some struggles, I believe, 18 or 19, I think it was, and missed a lot of field goals. And we couldn't believe what we were seeing. And we thought, oh, my goodness. And like a true pro, hit some game winners, including a big one in Dallas that we all remember after the Jared Cook sideline catch, So the best kickers in the world, when they're struggling, they find a way to hit them when they matter, and then they build their confidence back up from that point. And then you see guys with crazy stat lines that, go through an entire year and they don't miss a field goal or they miss one. That's what being a seasoned pro is all about. And Anders Carlson's just starting. So, real proud to see him bang those home today, man. That was great. Right down the middle, man.
No doubt
Love it.
about it. Nate in the chat says Mike Wall loves McDuffie. I got to say, if he likes him, get him in the damn game. I agree, man. I trust Mike Wall. Mike is very, very much aware of the physical aspect of the game and all those things that go into just the small intricacies, and what it takes to string together wins, to string together momentum, all those things. Many things that all of us, just casual fans. I say casual. I don't mean casual. I mean, the fans like me who've never played the game. The things that we just don't understand, not being in that huddle, not being in the locker room, not understanding the work that goes in the mindset it takes to kind of perform at that level. He sees something in McDuffie, there's no doubt. Let's see here. Nate also says LVN shows up in big moments. Great quality to have in a baller. Completely agree. AFAM in the chat said Anders had a great game. If there's one thing Tim and I agree on, it's different kicking in Lambeau. All right. Let's see here. Gray Matter 2006 says, oh, man, LVM with that sack through the hold. Talk about no calls. Yeah, it looked like he was being wrangled in. And that's the thing. Like, both fan bases are going to argue and complain about the refs. There's bad calls on both sides. The problem you get into is when the game's on the line coming down the stretch and they call it a little different. I think there's just kind of this mutual understanding that's how it's called coming down the stretch. I don't necessarily agree with that. I think the game should be called the same all the way through. Don't change just because you're coming down the stretch and you don't want to call to decide the game. I'd tend to lean towards don't throw the flag, overthrow the flag, right? As long as it's equal on both sides. When it feels like one team's getting penalized more than the other, that's when it gets frustrating for sure. Let's see here. Greg Rice in the chat says, thank you for talking me off the Fireberry water tower. I get the bend, but don't break D now. Yeah, I mean, it's not for everybody for sure, but I like it because, it forces the offense to use up the entire field, use up the entire clock, stay patient, be consistent, all those things that, good offenses can do, yes, but bad offenses will make a mistake on their way to those long scoring drives that turn out to be field goals. And eventually they get frustrated like you've seen tonight with the Chiefs, I feel like. Let's see here. Jake Shavink in the chat says ahead of schedule success and 5 picks in the top 85 for now. Oh boy, the future looks bright. 5 picks in the top 185, in the top 85. And it's looking like we're going to make the playoffs this year. Tim, that's exciting, man. It's exciting.
Yeah, good. We were kind of hard on Goody for a while there, but he's starting to look pretty smart.
Yeah,
pretty smart.
Hark, the
guy who's looking better too.
Yeah, the guy who qualified to be one of 32 men to run an organization was smarter than me and Tim. Imagine that.
Who would have thunk it, right?
Love it. Cheesehead Murph in the chat said, yeah, a couple, but in his defense, it's not a chip shot anymore. It's 35 yards now, only one kicker in the league with the miss. I think Kansas kicker, but I understand everyone's concern. Yeah, kicking just makes me nervous altogether, Cheesehead Murph. Like, I'm sitting here watching them kick that ball, and Tim, I'm nervous watching the screen. How the heck did they go out there and do this, man? Like,
the best teams don't put their kickers in those positions, right?
Very good point.
A great team is not going to need their kicker to seal games and win games for them, or at least not very often, not with regularity. So when it does happen, you want your guy to come through, and I think we saw that with Anders tonight. That you said ice water in the veins. That's a trait you absolutely have to have if you're going to kick at a high level. If you're going to be above average in the National Football League, you got to be able to block that stuff out, whether you're at home or outside in a dome. I mean, we saw Anders miss kicks in a dome, so it doesn't. That's almost irrelevant. You got to have that X factor, and it's just cool to see them locking in now, especially going down the stretch, right towards the end of a year, possible playoff run. So good to see.
For sure. Jam in the chat here says the motion game is critical to the running game between Reed, Watson, and the fullback running circles around Love made the running game go. When I seen that motion, I went, did they just use orbit motion with a fullback? What the heck? Wild. Because orbit motions when they go behind the quarterback.
Yeah.
And it started on the wing, I believe.
And a guy who became a fullback 45 minutes ago, too.
Bro. And I'm telling you something, Tim. He played good.
Yeah, he did.
I hate to say this. I don't want to dog on him, but I have not seen Josiah DeGuara look that comfortable.
He just had that miscue on the kickoff. That was the only bad thing he did the whole game. So, yeah, shout out to Pearson, man. Good ball game.
We're going to end the show with this comment right here. RDC the second says, McAfee might need to swallow his whistle. Go, Pat, go. I like Pat McAfee. I watch his show every day. I enjoy it. I love what he's built. I do think he's a bit of a sellout, but, who's to say anyone wouldn't be when they dangle millions of dollars in front of you. But I will say this, McAfee is holding the L on his stance on Goody and that whole Jets thing. He'll probably never admit it, right? And that's okay. Ego has no amigo. I got you. But, yeah, there's no two ways about it. I think we won that trade, Tim. I think we won that trade.
Certainly looks like it right now.
Yeah. All right, let's get out of here. It's almost 1 a.m. I'm going to try to talk myself into doing a Good Morning Lambo here in a couple hours. So I'm going to go to bed. And I just want to say thanks to everyone in here. Like I said, we broke a new record, had over 300 people in here live viewing. I want to thank the Super Chats. First of all, Seti, Andy Slater Drums, Josh Martin, Gaylord, congratulations on becoming a new YouTube member. Thomas Austin, Jordan Taylor, Josh Martin again, Jason Y. Thank you all for the super chat. We really appreciate you supporting the stream. But I do want to give a special thanks to all the normal chatters too. Man, you guys are diehards. You're in here with us every day. We do 2 shows a day, and most of you guys are in here first thing in the morning, and then when we go live in the evening. I can't thank you guys enough, man. You guys are absolutely awesome. You're what makes this show go. And Tim, appreciate you jumping on here with us as well, man, and always talking ball with me. Any parting thoughts, bud?
Yeah, we got to give away a jersey, brother.
Woo! That's why you get paid the big bucks. Right there. I already forgot. Boy, that would have been devastating fame. Can you see the wheel, Tim? Talk to me.
There it is.
All right. So I'm going to go full screen for this. So, guys, we've got 210 entries, okay? What we do every Saturday at midnight, 11:59 p.m. Eastern time on Saturdays, we go through and put all of the YouTube members on a list and put them on this wheel, okay? And what we'll do is spin the wheel to give away an autographed piece of memorabilia. We've given away Paul Hornung jerseys, Dave Robinson jerseys. I think we gave away Christian Watson jersey. This week it's Dorsey Levens, autographed Dorsey Levens jersey, obviously running back from the 90s, won Super Bowl with the Green Bay Packers. One of the biggest contributors, really, when they were running that pro set West Coast offense. Crucial part of Mike Holmgren's offense there for sure. If I remember correctly, too, he was a fullback originally and cut weight to become one of those split backs. But anyway, let's don't get into get lost in the details here. Let's spin this wheel. So what we're going to do is spin it 3 times, okay? So there's going to be 3 winners, and we're going to write all 3 down. When I say 3 winners, there's only going to be 1 winner. Let me rephrase that. But we're going to spin it 3 times in case the one who does win doesn't claim the prize. That's happened in the past, okay? Like the last winner, the first place and second place did not come forward and claim the prize. So the third place won it. So we're going to spin it 3 times and put you guys on the list here. If you're in the chat, shoot me an email whenever you hear this. Send me an email, PackersTotalAccess@gmail.com, and let me know that, hey, I was the one who won that. We got ways to cross-check, so don't try to steal someone's prize. We will be able to tell if you are faking it, okay? So let's all be honest and courteous here. So you ready, Tim? You ready to give this away?
Man, let's do it.
All right, here we go. Let's spin the wheel.
Big money, no whammy. Big money, no whammy. Big money, no whammy. Who we got? Who we got?
All right, so the first place winner is, of course, a weird name, X.A. Drew. All right, got it. All right, let's spin it again in case he does not claim the prize. And the second winner would be...
Who we got? Somebody in the posse. Come on.
C.L.
Freeman.
All right, gotcha. And now, the third place winner, if those two don't come forward and claim the Dorsey Levens jersey, it's going to be Jeff Zilk. All right, Jeff Zilk. How would you pronounce that, Tim?
Zilke, I think. Jeff Zilke.
All right.
I'm
He's
just
probably
guessing.
going, both of y'all screwed that up, but that's okay. It's all right. So there are your winners, okay? So, again, just to kind of let you guys know again here and try to explain. First place was X.A. Drew. Second place was C.L. Freeman. And third place was Jeff Zilk or Zilke. So you guys come forward, shoot me an email, PackersTotalAccess@gmail.com. And like I said, if first and second don't claim it and Jeff comes forward, I know Jeff's in the chat all the time. He'll definitely come forward. I've seen CL in there quite a bit too. Just shoot me an email, and whoever has the highest place there on the winner list, we will get that jersey sent out to you, mailed right to your front door, no charge. So appreciate that, Tim. Thank you for reminding me of that. That would have been devastating. I would have been laying in bed tonight going, crap, I did it again. So anything else? Any other parting thoughts, Tim?
No, man, just happy for another victory, man. You know, and guys, I'm going to say a prayer for all the Packer fans out there that try to find something wrong after a win. Stop crying about giving up rushing yards. Stop crying about little things that you didn't like. Stop finding something to be mad about when your team is winning ball games, right? There's a lot to be excited about, guys. Let's stay positive. I was positive going into Detroit, positive going into this Kansas City game. I'm going to be positive the rest of the season while we walk into the playoffs and shock the world. So keep your head up, guys, and we'll see you tomorrow for Victory Monday, another one. I love it. Go Pack, go.
Tim called this win, boys. I'm just telling you right now, he called it from start to finish. Paul Robertson in the chat said X.A. Drew was put in jail last I heard. I wouldn't doubt it one bit. And then Drew D is going to end it on a good note here. I appreciate you ending strong here, Drew. Drew says 65% chance to make the playoffs now, I think.
65%.
65%. That's what no better way to end it than that right there. So we appreciate you guys for hanging out with us. Again, everybody go get some sleep. We'll hopefully be back for Good Morning Lambeau in the morning at 8 Central, 9 Eastern. If not, please don't judge me, okay? We're getting into bed kind of late, but I'm going to do my best to get up and do that because that would be – there's nothing better than Good Morning Lambeau on a Victory Monday. There's no doubt about that. So appreciate you guys all hanging out with us. For those of you listening on the pod, thank you for making us a part of your day. As always, let's go out and be the change we want to see in the world, and go Pack, go.
The power sweep. Actually, it's the lead play in our offense.
Tell the tackle, take the defensive end if he's over him. If he's not, you drive down the first man who is inside. Pull back and tell him to take the first man outside the offensive tackle. No one goes. Go right by them and field inside. If the YN has the linebacker taken out, cuts inside. If the YN has the linebacker in, he comes all the way around. So look at this play. What we're trying to get is a seal here and a seal here and try to run this play in the alley.